light shines on, the Spirit helps me guide my way. I know this ain't just me. I walk strong, but this time I won't be afraid. I know this ain't just me. No, this ain't just me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this video finds you. This is Amanda, and welcome to Silver Arrow Tarot, or welcome back if you are a subscriber or returning visitor to my channel. Today is going to be the topic, what has to go? All right, so this is all about letting go. This is all about what your guides, what your angels, what your higher self wants you to know about what needs to go from your life so that you can follow your destiny, you can reach your highest potential, what your soul path, what you were meant to do. So I hope this video helps you out. My intention for the channel, as I have been really evaluating what is the most important to me. So my intention for this channel moving forward is that you, the viewer, get to see the interconnectedness of all things. You get to see the beauty of life and the beauty of the orchestration of the divine, how everything is working in perfect order. And hopefully this can allow you to sink into a little bit deeper trust, a little bit of a deeper faith and acceptance of any struggles that are going on in your life through your journey. So see the beauty of life and accept the darker moments with a little bit more ease and a little bit more grace. All right, so I have 3 piles for you. You can choose from this Roots and Wings, and we have the Rumi Oracle for pile 2, and we have the Mystical Cats for pile 3. All right, guys, so I will be using a combination, but for divination purposes, go ahead and choose which deck you feel most connected with or most drawn to, or just the number you feel the most alignment with. I'm gonna do a little bit of Palo Santo. Like the other day I said I was gonna turn on the Palo Santo. I might start using that. I might start just saying that. Turning on the Palo Santo. So we're clearing the energies. Clearing my energies. All right. I will see you in your pile. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Pile 1. Before I get into your reading, I just want to do a quick reminder that these readings are general, collective messages. So take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm not going to be able to hit the mark all the time, every time. Honestly, personally, those readings out there that, resonate with everyone, it feels like they're just throwing the kitchen sink at you. So I'd rather be more specific. I'd rather be more, talking about specific things. And if that pile doesn't resonate with you, awesome. Like, pick another reading, or, maybe there is something there for you that your guides wanted you to know about, and maybe it was just one sentence that I said. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these pick a card readings, and just know that I am doing my best to read the energies, read the collective, and I'm only human, right? I'm by no means put myself as perfect out there on the internet. No one can be perfect. If they're telling you they're perfect, I'd be a little bit suspicious. All right, guys, I love you so much, and we'll get into your messages right now. Hello, beautiful pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So here are your cards. We're going to take a look at all of your cards, and then we'll get into all the messages. But first card that you got from the Roots and Wings deck was this card Crafty, which is this cute little fox here. And then you have this card of Duality, which is the symbol of Vesica Pisces. And then we have Earth Mother from the Rumi Oracle, which, gosh, I haven't used these in a while, and they're just really gorgeous paintings. It says, you have number 20, the all-encompassing hand. And another beautiful card, the lion and the lamb. Or sorry, the lion. Interesting, I said that. Interesting. Lion and the deer. All right. And then from the mystical cats, you've got stars, which is the star card. Also Leo energy here. You've got the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles. You have Five of Fire, which is the Five of Wands. And then you've got the card Consequences, which equates to the Justice card in the traditional Rider-Waite. Back of the deck, we've got the Lovers. So guys, the first message coming out for you is what you should let go of, all right? What you should let go of. We've got two cards here. We got two cards of juggling, of balance, of, and another way to put it would be polarizing or polarization, all right? So the first thing that your guides are asking you to let go of is some of your tendency toward polarizing from one extreme to another. And they're showing me here within these two cards an energy of maybe being very in the mind or analytical, or very much in your feelings or in your body, or in bouncing from either mind or heart, mind or body. There's like something happening with you. For some of you, it could be being a little bit deceptive, possibly, or detached, possibly, and then being maybe a little bit more in your feelings, a little bit more like unbalanced when it comes to your emotional states, and letting that maybe override your decision making in a potentially negative way. All right, the other message that tells me that I'm on the right track is the lion and the lamb, or sorry, I said it again, the lion and the deer. So your tendency towards possibly being jumping or flipping between an energy of aggression and then more in a victim role, or more self-effacing or self-sabotaging or self-deprecating kind of energy, like feeling bad for yourself. And I say all of these messages in the most loving sense, because honestly, I've definitely been on both ends. I think most of us have, where we, felt we revert into kind of a more childlike state, where we feel like things are happening to us, maybe out of our control. We can get overly in our feelings about things, and it's hard to stay balanced. It's hard to, not overreact, not say something out of pain that might end up hurting someone. All right, so there is a message here about the ego in your life and how it needs maybe your attention here. There's some definite signs here that there's a bit of a war going on between two aspects of yourself, two parts of yourself. So your message here is really to find the thread and unravel yourself back to the origin of why you tend to go one way or the other, because that's the root that causes the polarization, right? And that way you can find a way to integrate and harmonize these two aspects. At the very least, find compassion for both of them. We, as humans, often villainize one aspect of ourselves while we decide that the other aspect is much more preferable, right? And really what we're actually striving for is a healthy balance where we're not going from one to the other, where we can hold both with love and we can understand why, and we're aware of why, and we can see when we're sort of going to one or the other. And that in itself, believe it or not, is the whole jam. Just loving these parts, loving these aspects, loving these that inner child that learned to cope in these ways. And naturally, with your awareness and with your love, these things naturally will start to shift. Also, there's a huge message here with this card from your guides, from your higher self, from the universe, that you're not as alone as you may feel with regards to your journey and healing this polarity within you, healing this juggling act that you're in. They're saying, remember to ask the divine for help. Sometimes the journey can really start being activated. The healing journey can be activated when we just simply say to the universe, to whoever we believe in, whatever we believe in, I don't know how. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to change this part of me, or like resolve this wound within me, this, say, abandonment or narcissistic tendency towards detachment, or whatever it may be for you, and say, I don't know how, but help, please help me. Please help me to love this part, heal this part, accept this part. And slowly the chains loosen, the grip of this pattern loosens, and we can start to find ways to move through instead of repeating the same cycle, instead of getting tangled up and not ever really getting to the end of this pattern. So that is what I'm seeing for you. That's what you guys, your guides are asking to have you let go of. I hope this was really a helpful reading. I was thinking of one little last thing that I could do before we close out. And for my birthday, my brother got me this magic 8-ball. So I thought it would be fun if you would like to ask a question in your mind. And I'll give you a minute. I will shake this and we'll see what your answer is. Okay, so take a few seconds. You can pause the video if you need to. And we're going to shake this up. Says, my reply is no. All right, so that's your magic 8-ball. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, I'm just wanted to tell you, as a viewer, as a reader, you know, I really appreciate the people that show up to these readings. You can go watch the fluffy ones any day, but if you're committed to listening to these deeper, maybe a little bit more challenging messages, you're awesome. So I love you so much. If you need more personalized messages, I do private readings. Links are in the description box below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hello, beautiful pile 2. All right, guys, just a gentle reminder, as I told pile 1, I feel like I need to do more of this because I've been getting some comments. So just a gentle reminder, guys, these are general readings, all right? These are general collective messages, and not everything is going to resonate. Not everything is going to be for you. If you need a personal reading where you want guarantees that all the messages are for you, then, you know, get in touch with me. However, I'm just doing my best to read the energies, and honestly, I'd rather be specific and, you know, instead of trying to read for like 10 different scenarios, that's just sort of exhausting. And honestly, I'm never gonna come up with them all, because it's the internet. Like, it's going out to millions and millions of people, billions of people on the planet can watch these readings. So I'm going to be specific. I'm going to read the energies as they come, and it might not resonate for you, or there might just be 1 or 2 things that are for you within the reading. That's why you were drawn to it. All right, so just that gentle reminder there that these are collective and general. And so with that being said, I will get into your cards now, right? So let's take a look. Your first card out here is the Void. The second card is Union. And we've got this card, Direction. I keep trying to speak into my camera, but I realize I'm using this little lavalier microphone now, so I don't really have to do that. But it's such a habit. I forget. All right, so from the Rumi Oracle deck, which is so beautiful, you have card number 15, Divine Mother Manifests. You have number 35, The Lover and the Beloved. And then your mystical cats. So I'm really enjoying this cat deck. It's very clever. It's very, very clever. It's different kind of imagery. So it says 7 of Fire for your first card there. And then we have the Fire Kitten, which is the Page of Wands in reverse. And this is the 7 of Wands. And then we have for you the Sea Queen, which is the Queen of Cups. And we have the Priest in reverse, which I believe is the Priestess in the typical tarot deck, traditional tarot deck. So the High Priestess is the, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm glad I checked. So it says the Hierophant. Okay, so that's the traditional card for the Hierophant. All right. Hi, beautiful pile 2. I just had to take a second to make sure I was absorbing all the messages. So first of all, you guys, this message needs to start out with, your guides want me to start out saying that what has to go, I feel like you need a little bit of coaxing on why this is important. A closed hand cannot receive anything, cannot receive anything new. You cannot receive with a closed hand. That's why you have these cards, this card and this card. All of them show me an open hand, and she's got open hands, like, and she's the Divine Mother. So Divine Mother is all about a receptive, receiving energy. You cannot receive what the universe wants to give you until you fully let go of the past. Specifically, I'm feeling for most of you that are drawn to this pile, there is a love connection or some kind of heart-centered connection. You know, there is 2 cards here that talk about union, marriage. So for some of you, it's really critical. The universe wants to bring you so much, right? This card, I'm going to read a little bit of it. The universe wants to bring you so much more. In order for you to go towards your destiny, in a new direction, it's important for you to start to acknowledge and release what's no longer serving you. I'm sort of getting this message here with these 2 cards, especially this kitten, that you might be playing with fire a little bit with regards to your thoughts, where your mind goes to. You know, for some of you, it could be even to the point of like maybe checking a person's social media, checking up on them. And it's just this energy that you're not fully, however it manifests for you, you're not fully letting go. You might have daydreams, fantasies. You might be thinking of the what ifs. You might be considering what you did wrong constantly. There's this energy of holding on. Traditionally, the 7 of Wands to me is somebody who's staying on top of their little mound or their little hill, right? But it's also someone who just refuses to, like, maybe let go of and admit when they're defeated, when they're outnumbered, or when the situation is just no longer viable, ripe for you. Okay, so it's time to let go, because here's why. I'm reading from this Divine Mother. This oracle brings you a message. Something has to change in your physical world. You are in need of more sustenance, more love, more connection, more nourishment that touches your body and soul and brings them into deeper oneness with each other and with life, with love. Dare you open up and allow that love in? The great beloved has desired this to be so. Will you heed the holy desire? Will you allow love in? Say yes. Okay, guys, so that is this is it in a nutshell. Asking you to be, again, open to love, open-hearted. So looking at any potential blocks, heart chakra blocks, any, and I have utmost compassion for this pile, because I have been clearing heart chakra blocks a lot, because I was deeply wounded by a 6-year relationship, which one of my new doctors actually, she said, basically, you know, she put air quotes around it, but she's like, basically, you had a marriage and it didn't work out. And so part of that is part of your physical healing entails healing that, like, broken, quote unquote, marriage. So just from my personal, like, what I've been doing, I would like to suggest possibly this might help you as well. Sometimes it doesn't have to be so complicated. And so I've just been sitting with myself, putting my hand on my heart and, you know, telling myself that I love myself, sending Reiki energy to my pericardium, which is the sac around your heart. So, you know, your heart is always full of love, and it's a portal, and it's a gateway to, you know, unconditional love. But maybe the energy and the vibration of that pericardium around your heart has hardened because of pain, you know, rightfully so, because of the pains that you've endured and the things that have happened to you and the things that have been, you know, wrongfully done to you. So work on healing your heart chakra. Work on healing the pericardium around your heart. And additionally, because this card came out in reverse, I want additional message to talk about how maybe look at your beliefs around marriage, look at your beliefs around commitment, look at your beliefs around those things, because sometimes we can be blocking love because we're kind of locked into, you know, having something or someone come forward in a certain particular way. Maybe marriage doesn't have to look as traditional. I mean, it's really personal to you, right? I'm just suggesting possibly asking yourself, you know, honestly asking yourself, do I need a marriage in order to be happy? Or can I be in a long-term committed partnership and would it still feel, you know, as good to me? Just some questions to ponder. Doesn't really matter if that is, if you don't want to change your mind. It's just knowing why you want those things, right? So this card here, the Lover and the Beloved, again, it really tells me that this pile has a lot to do with love, has a lot to do with perhaps old love, and also has a lot to do with like maybe being okay with the void, the in-between. If you're getting out of a relationship or you're not in a relationship and there's this void space, not filling it with people that don't fit with what your ideal is. I can totally be guilty of this myself. You know, we want to be loved so badly, and we want to have that fulfillment in our lives and that relationship in our lives, and we're constantly, you know, maybe trying to make people fit that role when actually they're better off as a friend, or they're better off as an acquaintance, or they're better off, you know, we're not honest with ourselves, because we don't know what it looks like to just be in the world without like a crush or a love interest. That has been an addiction that I've had to really be honest with myself about and heal. I used to always have a crush or a fantasy about someone, and I've just recently in the last, you know, couple years, like allowed myself to like not have anybody that I have my eye on, because even though I knew that it was never going to be a real opportunity. It was just that I could have that in my head, you know. I could fantasize about that. I could think about that. I could play that out in my mind, like maybe one day it'll happen, you know. And it's a way, and it's an escape, and it's a way to not address the underlying pain, and it's a way to not be okay just being in the world as a singular person, you know, being your own individual self. You are good enough as that. So now that I went off on my little tangent, I feel like it was a good tangent though, right? So I just need to correct myself there for a second. I actually read, instead of reading from this one, I was reading from this one. So we're going to read from this one. And it says, this oracle comes as guidance for you, no matter whether or not things appear to be working out or not, they are. And you are held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and your highest destiny. There is work here for you to do upon this planet in your own unique way. It is the work of the Divine Mother, the work of love. So then allow her to care for you, even if you wonder what the heavenly minx is up at times. So this is additional messages for you to let go of scenarios and situations that were never kind of like meant to be for you. And sorry, I got interrupted. So this card is really about you learning to remother yourself and let go of these fantasies of someone taking care of you and learning about what you actually need to be nurtured and taken care of. And then that way you can go into a new relationship with that information coming straight from yourself without, you know, being deluded by all these past relationships and like, you know, maybe distorted things that you believed, like, oh, I can't get that, I can't ask for that, because no one gave it to you. And you don't know what it feels like for that to be given to you. So get clear on what you're actually looking for. Let go of these fantasies and this moth to the flame kind of situation, whatever that is in your life. Could even be, for some of you, not a love relationship, but, you know, a relationship with a parent, a family member, a sibling, someone close to you that just never quite fulfills, never quite lives up, you know, leaves you a little bit empty. It's an indication to let that go. Feel the feeling of the void, of the empty space, as uncomfortable as that can be. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is uncomfortable. Have support. I'm not saying go it alone. I would never say that. I'm never going to tell you to go it alone. But also, you know, allow that space that to be filled up with someone new. Make space in your heart, your mind, your soul for something new, and let there be a gap. Have your friends, have your family, go do things that you enjoy. But if you're looking for a love relationship, you know, allow there to be a space that the universe can come and fill. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for joining me. And also, just a quick reminder, I do have availability for personal readings, so links for that are in the description box below. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hello, beautiful pile 3. Welcome to your reading. We're going to be talking about what has to be let go. Before I get into it, though, I have to finish shuffling, but I wanted to just have a gentle reminder. I've been reminding all the other piles. I feel like it needs to be said, based on some comments that I've been receiving, that these are general messages, okay, guys? So they are general, collective messages. Not everything that I say is going to resonate with you. That's okay. Please remember to just take what resonates, leave the rest. It's important to me that I am not one of those readers that just gives every freaking interpretation under the sun and like sees it 18 ways to Sunday, because then you are left feeling like, you know, was that even my reading? I don't know. I just want to make sure that, you know, I'd rather be more specific. Honestly, I'd rather do that. And some of you may leave and say that's not my reading, but I encourage you, if you did pick it, if you did feel drawn to it, to sit through and, you know, maybe there are 1 or 2 messages in there for you. I am reading energy, okay? So let it percolate, let it apply. You're gonna know. I want you to trust yourself. Ultimately, trust yourself with the messages. Okay, so I'm gonna finish shuffling and we're gonna get into your reading. All right, guys. So we're going to take a look. Your first card, you have Storm. You've got a card of Abundance. Sorry, I have a lozenge. So you have Storm, Abundance, Goodness. And then from the Rumi, we have card number 25, Beyond the Threshold of Fear, which I was already picking up with a hint of with that Storm card. You have also the card 41, Victory of Miriam. And then from our cat, Mystical Cats Oracle or Tarot, we have the Sky Kitten. In reverse, we have the Sky Queen in reverse. And then we also have the Six of Sky. So this is the Page of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords. We have the cat, the Zero card, traditionally the Fool, and we have the Earth King, which is the King of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Okay, also very interestingly, we've got the Sky King, or the King of Swords, on the back of the deck. So lots of court cards, swords energy already showing up. So the first message, very crystal clear for pile 3, guys, is that the thing that needs to be let go of is your old patterns with fear, letting go of fear, letting go of your mental stories of what could go wrong and can go wrong, especially around abundance. But this card here, this says the Beyond the Threshold of Fear. It says the oracle comes to you with spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through the barrier, or breaking through the barrier is important. A self-imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances that held you back from taking steps that you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind, this is important, your mind may not have received the memo that fear-based experience or a fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. You may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update that the relationship you have with fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it is becoming less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing than what once it appeared to be. Compelling still at times perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. Right, so awesome. I freaking love this. Just love it. That's why all these sword cards are here, is because it's time. It's time to let go of all this mental focus. It's time to let go of these judgments and these fear thoughts, and letting them take hold and be convincing you that they're real. Yes, they are. They're very grabby. Fear is extremely sticky and grabby, and easily convinces you that what your brain is telling you is going to happen is so real and eminent and just relevant to your circumstance. Man, have I been on a journey with that one. I recently had a session with a beautiful coach of mine, and had a real revelation around fear and how much I have been letting certain stories dictate my life and believing them. And I've been on this path of spiritual development for a long time, and I just had this like aha breakthrough situation with my fear and how much I tell myself, you know, these things are real. And I realized, you know what? Sky is the limit. And I don't have to believe those things. The fact that I think that they're happening is kind of evidence in themselves that they're falsehoods, they're illusions that, you know, can be changed. That my destiny can be changed by me making different choices. I wanted to talk about this card because it's interesting to me. I had a cat who climbed up into a tree, and the funny thing is that shouldn't really be an issue, because cats can climb trees. But if you have a cat who's never climbed a tree before, it becomes a real issue. So this can either be a really exhilarating experience and a comfortable experience for a cat, a place of safety, a place of comfort, a place of like, I'm in my element, or it can be a total place of terror, because if you've never, you know, if you're an indoor cat, you've never climbed a tree, you don't know how to get down. I watched this firsthand with my cat. He did not know how to back down, because there is a bit of an art about it. Cats that are inexperienced will try to turn themselves and try to come back down face first. They have not the experience to know that they can actually back down. They can just back themselves down the tree trunk. So it's really funny to me and interesting to me that this card kind of showed up in the reverse. Tells me, I think it is a good analogy and is speaking to this idea of fear, right? And what that card was telling us about how it really depends. You know, we have grown enough to expand and be able to hold our emotions better, and then we can apply that to things like fear. So you have that capacity. My pile threes are often kind of the real deep feelers and very dedicated to their healing path. So I have little doubt that you guys have been working on these kinds of things for a while, and maybe it's time to really apply your ability to hold space to some of your deepest fears now. And because you're ready to do that, and you're ready to let go of them, and they can be processed safely without them overwhelming you. Now, the Six of Sky, this is Six of Swords. So this guy, he's walking away from this skirmish here in the background. And he doesn't, I think he might even have a little bit of a, you know, scar, a little bloody spot. Oh yeah, he does have some little bloody spots. So really, whatever you're facing is not going to hurt you nearly as bad as you think you might. Even if you're facing a difficult situation in the future, you know how to walk away now, and you know how to like protect yourself. Things are not as dire as they used to be. And you might get a scratch, you might get hurt, but at this point, the guidance here is really telling me that you can handle it. You can really handle it. You know, these little scratches will heal up. So these two cards here tell me that, like, for number one, for some of you anyway, the fear that needs to be released has to do with abundance, and perhaps a fear of lack of abundance. For others, or And or we've got this card of goodness. So perhaps you struggle with a sense of feeling that you're not good enough, or that you have to be a good person in order to deserve certain things to come to you. You're constantly living up to certain standards that you've decided that you need to live up to, or you just have to be a good person in order to be okay with yourself. And instead of being okay with like disagreements and allowing people to not like you, there might be some fears around that, like that need to be witnessed, let go of. That if you screw up, you say something wrong, that all is not lost. And if people are gonna dismiss you for one little thing you said wrong, like maybe they're not the best people to hang out with in the future. You know, we're all on a journey, and we're not all going to be perfect. And just because we're human doesn't mean we don't deserve good things in our life. That's a huge codependency kind of pattern that a lot of us have ingrained. Like we have to do and say everything perfectly all the time. We have to adhere to these like perfect spiritual standards, for instance, in order to be worthy too of healing and abundance and like manifesting what we want in the world. And it's just, you know, it's just not true. We're inherently good enough. We're inherently worthy. So you also have this card, the Fool. So it tells me that some of you are maybe a little bit worried about starting a new journey, starting over again, perhaps. So it's about letting go of that as well, that fear of the unknown. And the truth is, we don't really fear the unknown as much as we are subconsciously fearing the things that we've decided are on the other side of that. So it's might be good to take a look, because there's so much, like I keep repeating, but because there's so much of this air energy, this mental energy, it's really about letting go in the mind. The mind. The focus here is definitely on what's going on in the mind. So the final messages here, guys, are that victory of Miriam. The victory is assured. This card is about, you know, comfort and assurance that what you are desiring and what you want is coming to you. Again, we have the Earth King, which again is really talking about abundance and comfort and security and like financial and basically earthly security and safety. So that could even really kind of extend to areas such as health, such as like resources. Resources don't just have to be monetary, of course, they can be people. Just anything in the physical realm. So these are all being assured to you that they are definitely yours. And really the biggest thing is just to work through your fears, and your fears are what need to be let go of so that these things can come into you. It's not that you're not worthy or that they're not coming or this is not destined for you in this lifetime. No, that's not at all. Not even the slightest. You've got so many good cards. You have the Fool, you have the Earth King, the King of Pentacles. You have the Wish card on the back of this deck. So yes, believe in your dreams, believe in your desires, believe in your goodness, believe in your right to abundance. Affirm that you have the not the right, but just because you exist, it's inherent. It's inherent for you to be abundant, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel taken care of, to feel nourished, to feel alive, to feel happy, all those things. And you're ready. You're ready to let go. Okay, guys, I love you so much. If you do need personalized readings, I do have those available. Check the links in the description. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.